Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, November the 16th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Indicators, TRO, HL5 with Walmal. Just like yesterday, today's video is for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. Walmal, the old TRO, HL5. And I just thought of something. HL, when I made the indicator, stood for high-low, but I should say it stands for horizontal line, considering it draws so many horizontal lines.
Well, I just call it the Swiss Army knife because it's got so many features in there. And I think the other day you were joking around that it's called HL5 because originally it had 5 functions in it. It's now probably about I don't know how many functions in it, but probably 20 or 30 probably at this point at least.
Well, no,
But
the
it's just a
no, the original version was HL, and then HL 1, 2, 3, 4. But what happened was I realized that, and the same thing like with the dashboard. If people are using the indicator and they've got a bunch of templates, and I change the name when I do an upgrade, then they've got to go in and change all those templates or start from scratch. So to save the boys and girls and non-binary traders out there from having to do all that work, I just kept the name. It just stopped at HL5, even though there is a HL6 and a HLYTD, but HL5 is the main one.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful indicator because just about all these different things that we talk about on this channel about just different methods of horizontal line trading. Just about all of them are all built into this one indicator, which is great.
Yeah. Now, hey, didn't I tell you if price didn't go down to what was it, 24, it was going to 60?
Yep,
Oh,
look where it's at. It's at 61 or something,
yeah,
61, 62, something like that right now. It's
yeah.
amazing. But
Well,
and the thing is, with this indicator, it sees those things. Well, not that it sees those things, but it makes it easy for you to go and be able to go and pick out those type of trades, and make some money off of it. One of the things that I liked using was we talked about this, not so long ago, but the high low high boxes, and you can. I know that you've got other indicators out there to go and show those numbers out there. But what I love about the HL5 is the fact that you can go put the boxes, literally draw the boxes right on the chart. I think you've got that chart up now, where you can actually see the boxes shaded out.
yeah.
You know, and
Let me show the traders how to do that. So you use TRO HL5, and you turn off all these levels until you get down to higher low, lower high, and you set that to true. And then you come down here, you keep scrolling down, and then where it says shade HLLH, you set that one to true. And the way we do it is we set the my period to 1 and the bars to 34, and that simulates the 3 ball on the 3 level ZZ indicator.
right,
So,
exactly.
so
It actually simulates it perfectly for using a 3LZZ, which we talked about the last time I was here with you, TRO, and which is nice, and you can just see how they line up, perfectly, and you can see that box, and the thing is, what it does is just again, it drews what this box is doing is it's creating horizontal lines for you to go and trade out of. We know that once it gets into that box, it's going to exit that box. Either it's going to continue to extend to whatever direction it's going to go, or it's going to go in reverse. And you can play either the breakout, you can play the reverse, or you can play both. I know you like to go and play the reverse. I, on the other hand, like to go and play both. I guess I'm a Yale student and you're not. Going back to your old way of describing that, pick a direction and just trade in that one direction. But that's just the way I do it. I like to do it both ways, and it works out pretty well for me. But what I do is I put this on there on the chart, and I go to a 5-minute chart. Okay, and what I do is I wait for the candle to close inside the box. Okay, so I want the candle to close in the box, and then I want it to exit the box. And when it exits the box with that 5-minute candle, the nice thing about it is that forces my 5-minute candle to be the color of the direction I want to go in. And you say, well, so what? Well, the so what of all that is that what I've noticed is over time, and I think you've noticed it as well, and that is that you don't want to be trading against the 5-minute candle when you're doing this. We're only trying to pick up this methodology of trading out of these boxes. We're not looking to pick up 10, 20, 30 pips. We're trying to pick up somewhere between 1 and 5 pips. And so because of that, you want to be trading with the 5-minute candle. Why 5-minute candle? Well, turns out that the average range of a 5-minute candle is around 5 or 6 pips. So you don't want to argue with that. So it just, from a statistical point of view, you want to be within those parameters, and that works out pretty well.
Yeah, now the difference is, like you said, you like trading with the M5, but normally I switch to M1, and so you could see here we had a open, or we had a close and an open within the box, and then take that trade, and actually we are cutting across a Walmal line. So,
Right.
and so in this case, you would have passed on the trade. I would have probably taken the trade.
Exactly right. And the thing is, so what happens for me doing it, I wind up getting into probably a little bit less trades than you get into.
No way, you're an addict. You're
well, the difference is I usually take every opportunity that comes across. I take every one that I get, so I try not to miss them when I get them. But for that reason, what happens is I don't get into a lot of other trades that could get me into trouble. But you just mentioned the Walmart line that it cut across. I want to go and make mention of that, and I had asked you to put that on your chart for the folks to see. Now, notice you get that Walmart line there. I use that for 2 reasons. One, it's easy to see on the chart 10 pips at a block. I can see blocks of 10 pips. That gives me a good idea in my brain in terms of structure. It's just, we as creatures, we like to have structure around us. It's sort of like, do you like driving down a road where there's no markers on the road? Like out here in the country where I live, a lot of the roads, it's just some asphalt or just gravel, even sometimes just dirt, and there's just no markers on the road. Well, that's fine during the day because you can see the edges of the road, but when it gets a little murky, foggy, dark, sometimes it gets a little tricky at times, and so we as creatures, we like to go and know what our boundaries are, and I find that those 10 pip blocks act as a nice little border for me, so I can know exactly where I'm at. You like to go and say, "Hey, it explodes out in the 40 range." You can look at the price and say, "Hey, it's 42." We're in the launch pad now. But at the same time, if I got the lines drawn on the screen, it becomes so hard to miss that, and it's so easy for us to miss some obvious things sometimes. So I like to put things on the chart that don't clutter the chart up, but at the same time goes and gives me some structure to know where I'm at. And it's sort of like, we got up to, what did price get up to on that high up there? It got to 62. What do I know about that 60 range? I know that 60 range, what it tends to do is it'll get stuck there, and then sometimes reverses out of it and sometimes blasts through it. But I know it's an area of indecision, and that's what the market does. There's lots of indecision up there. Well, that's really nice that I have that on the chart, because I can see that and know that, hey, that's an area that I need to be careful with. And sometimes we get tunneled. We see the price, but it doesn't register. But when you see those lines across the screen, it makes it a little bit easier for me to do that.
Yeah, and if you look left, you can see price was ranging pretty much between 60 and 70, I guess maybe a couple of hours ago, and then it fell out, and then you can see here price poked in, but it didn't close. So taking that short, well, right now you'd be up about 12 pips or so.
Exactly. On the 5-minute chart, it's so blatant, what happened here, so like my entry on that chart, based on this chart on the 5-minute candle, let's see, let me go down. I'm on the 1 minute right now. Let me just get over to the 5 minute, but I didn't get a close in that box, so I actually would have missed that trade. Okay, but on the 1 minute for you, that was a perfect trade. Where you had it came in, the white candle closed inside the box, then you had the black candle come out of the box. Okay, that's a trade for you. And like you said, you could have picked up 12, 13 pips, something like that. Nice, beautiful trade. But what I also like is that Walmal line. Yeah, that Walmart line there, that would have been, that's technically a green line, so you want to go long there. But the reality is you're seeing the reversal coming out of that box. You don't. So you have some confirmation even on our Walmart trade not to go long there. Let's go short there. And you can go play the Walmart lines that way. That's more of an advanced way of doing it. But, you could have easily made you 10 pips on a Walmart trade there with the confirmation of those low-high boxes.
Yeah, and the other thing you have to look at, price just bounced 30 pips from that low. It bounced all the way up, from what, 20, what was that low there? 31.7, and it bounced all the way up to 61.62. That price just moved 30 pips. I mean, if you go long after a 30 pip move like that, you're kind of entering kind of late to the party.
That's exactly right.
And we can see price just did a return bar, so it's about time to go long again.
Yeah, and the thing is, like right now, that short at this point in time would have been good for 21 pips, 22 pips. And it's, and you're exactly right. We got a nice return bar. And, for all the traders out there, we say, hey, we're ready to go long here. That doesn't mean we just, airball it and immediately go long. No. That gets you into some serious trouble. No, it's more of, okay, I'm now looking to go long, but I still need my setup. I still need the setup to come in place. I still need the ability, not the ability, but I need to go and have all the things in place. It's just that now I know that, hey, I've got a target. My target now is sitting, somewhere around, my first target somewhere around 47.2, because that's where that return bar opened up, on that 1 minute candle. And that 1 minute candle is 10 pips. The whole candle is 10 pips. The body of it is like about 9 pips. That's huge for an M1 candle. So, and it may even put a couple more of these in here. But notice I wouldn't have gone long here. Again, why? Because I don't have a setup. There's nothing here telling me to go long here. It's just that candle says, hey, when it does get the setup, I'm going to go run back up to 47.3. That's where price is going to want to go. But I can't go in there until it happens.
So, and you said until what happens, though?
I get my setup.
Well,
I still need to have a setup here.
Okay,
so I got to close.
But define what the setup is for the traders out there.
Okay, so whatever your method may be, but if you're using these high, low, high boxes, I got to close inside the box now. But I need a green, or a white M5 candle, and it need to be breaking out of the box to the long side. I have none of that. The only thing I got is the close inside the box. That's all I've got. But I don't have a white M5 candle, and I'm not breaking out of the box. So I've got no setup to go long here at this point. So I got to wait. We just put in a new 3 ball. Which is nice. But I still don't have a setup. I gotta wait. And. In fact, we just broke out of the bottom side of that box, and we just got to sit here and wait. Now, with my method, because I sometimes go and take the extensions, I could have picked up a number of pips all the way down, but at this point, I've got no trade. I've got no trade unless it goes and breaks like 31.3 to the downside, but... right now I just sit on my hands and just wait. I got a white candle. I got to close inside the box, but I need to go and break roughly 35.7. Our numbers are probably a little bit different because we're on 2 different brokers right now.
Right.
But it's pretty close to 35.7. We just broke the box. Okay, so now I'd be going long. And we'll see what happens. This may work, it may not work. Looks like it's not working so well for me. That's okay, because the thing is, you just realize that's part of trading.
Yeah, and
we'll
you know what?
Happens.
And the part of trading is the fastest 15 minutes of trading is done. So, fellow traders, we'll revisit this probably sometime soon. But yeah, TROHL5, you can get it at Crestlick.com in the motherloads section. I think I even put the latest version out there. So just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.